In Welcome to the N.H.K, we explore the empty life of Sato, a 22-year-old man with no job, no friends, and no hobbies to speak of. He's a self-proclaimed hikikomori, one who is completely socially withdrawn. Throughout the series, we dive deeper into Sato's void and explore how one so empty finds a way to embrace nihilism. Before we begin, a quick trigger warning over abuse, suicide, and a pretty dark story overall. To embrace nihilism may sound a bit strange at first. Like many ideas in philosophy, there are a lot of different interpretations of them. Nihilism is no exception, but the perspective of Keiji Nishitani is a parallel story to that of Welcome to the N.H.K. Instead of a school of thought one ought to believe and live, it is something one must overcome by embracing it. At the start of the anime, Sato is the definition of a failure. He has nothing going on for him and only briefly leaves his apartment to get groceries. Sato bought into the idea of there being a giant conspiracy that is responsible for his current state. He calls this the N.H.K, which translates to the Japanese Hikikomori Association. Over time, Sato starts suffering from delusions of the N.H.K and is haunted by his failures. Every day he is confronted with the abyss of nothingness and the weight of it on his shoulders. Unexpectedly, things begin to change as a girl named Misaki knocks on his door. She offers Sato counseling lessons to improve his hikikomori state. After rejecting her at first, he changes paths and accepts her offer. Right off the bat, Sato is forced to accept his emptiness and face self-realization. Nishitani's writing highlights that one must use nihilism as a transformative force. By itself it is not a negative force, but one that can profoundly change themselves after having lost all meaning. He said it is not about avoiding or denying nihilism, but paradoxically going through it. The first episode sets up the rest of the story beautifully. For the next 23 episodes, we watch Sato embrace nihilism and go through it. After meeting with Misaki for the first time, Sato lies to her about his life. He claims that he is a successful developer and that he does not need the counseling. These lies buy him some months to avoid going to these sessions. With a stroke of fate, Sato's neighbor is an old schoolmate of his named Yamazaki, who is actually a game programmer. After a chat, they agree to make a hentai game together, with Sato at the helm of scripting and Yamazaki in charge of everything else. Zako takes the "for research purposes" meme extremely seriously and dives into the world of hentai games. For a month straight, he sits at his computer desk falling deeply into the void of porn addiction. After forcibly being stopped by Yamazaki, Sato admits to Misaki the truth, and he really does agree to the counseling lessons. Sato starts attending the sessions, and while doing so continues working on the game. After a certain session, Misaki says that Yamazaki has a girlfriend. Him being an otaku obsessed with hentai games, it seemed extremely unlikely. Misaki uses this to bait Sato into finding the truth himself. The next morning, he follows Yamazaki to school and ends up in a class providing video games. After the teacher looks at his work, he starts freaking out, thinking that they are all out to get him. Having a huge panic attack, he quickly leaves and ends up becoming ill. He isolates himself from everybody and pretends to be sick to neglect his previous responsibilities. This comes to an abrupt end when his mother calls, saying that she will be in the area soon. Scared of what she thinks, he quickly lies to her as well, stating that he has a good job and a girlfriend. Sato continues to hide from his truth after accepting it originally with Misaki. He must learn to embrace reality or he can never overcome it. Nishitani spoke of the great doubt. It is a psychological pressure that comes with life struggles, but leads to an awakening. This doubt that Sato keeps avoiding is what Nishitani characterizes as nihilism itself. Sato lies to his mom using Misaki as a stand-in girlfriend. As a mom, she quickly realizes that Sato is lying about this whole situation. She tells Misaki just this with Sato overhearing. She accepts his nihilism before he ever could, and I think that is a great mom. From here, Sato and Yamazaki agree to finish the game for a summer festival that is coming up in a month. At the same time, his feelings for Misaki grow stronger and they spend more time together. Sato runs into an old high school friend named Senpai. Senpai is actually the person who first presented the conspiracy idea to Sato, and it seems like between them they blame conspiracies for all their faults. One thing leads to another and they end up vacationing together. Sato sees this as a perfect way to break out of his shell and change his ways for Senpai. During the trip, he is uncharacteristically bright and bubbly, except this was not any normal vacation, this was a suicide pact. Besides just those two, there were a few more people that Senpai knew from an online group. They all agreed to meet and kill themselves together. Sato was unaware of this at the time, but once they started mentioning that it was their last days and last meals, he connected the dots quickly. Against killing himself, he plays along not knowing what else to do. When the time comes for them, some people start backing out. This leads to a chain reaction of others not willing to jump. Senpai laments these cowards and goes to jump anyways. She ends up being dissuaded by her boyfriend point out with Misaki and Yamazaki. Senpai's boyfriend asks to marry her and may be a bit melodramatic, but she says that is all she was waiting for. Sato, losing his reason to break his shell, attempts to jump himself. After literally being talked off the edge by Misaki and Yamazaki, he accidentally falls over the edge. He is then saved by all the others there and they pull him up to safety. The whole sequence is a bit meta to Sato's journey. Instead of embracing the journey of nihilism, he finds a cheap way out in Senpai. A change like this is something that takes a lot of time. It's like saying you're going to the gym every day. The first week might be easy, but it is the first year that is hard. He then faces death, but it was not by his own hand. He accidentally almost killed himself, as if death was too hard for him to face. The story progresses of Sato getting into a more desperate state. He goes in addiction to online games, and unlike last time, the mom was not bailing him out. Sato loses himself completely in this fake reality again. Misaki turns to break him out of it by being extremely real and harsh to his truth. After a while, Sato does turn around. He once again agrees to the counseling lessons and finishing the game with Yamazaki. After failing the past 2 times to complete the game, they actually do it this time. Yamazaki and Sato head to the Winter Festival to sell their game, and it leads to a massive sale of 5. The commercial failure of the game leads to Yamazaki being forced to go back home to his family's farm. Although Sato would be losing his best friend, they reminisce on the good times and how much Sato has grown since the start, from not having the motivation to do anything to actually completing the whole project. However, throughout this time, Sato is growing distant from Misaki, leaving him to be completely alone once again after he left.
They're all gone. There's nobody left. Nobody. I'm the last human left. I'm the only person in the world.
This time Sato embraces the loneliness and using his newfound confidence gets a job as a crossing guard. On the outside, things seem to be getting better for Sato, but on the other hand, Misaki's mental state was the opposite. From the start, there wasn't much known regarding Misaki. Here it is found out that her mother killed herself in front of Misaki when she was just a child. She was then left alone with an abusive stepfather and had to endure that for years, until she ended up with her uncle where she resides now. Her project with Sato was a way for her to feel purpose on the world and helping someone she thought she could help. After losing him, she lost all reason to exist as well. Throughout the whole series, we finally get to see Sato realize his nihilism and start his journey of overcoming it. But on the other side, we see Misaki avoiding it and finding solace in other things. She starts rejecting God and doubting whether he is real or not. Nishitani explains that the purpose of religion is to address questions such as the meaning of existence and the significance of it all. By questioning God, she is beginning on the right steps, but ends up with a different conclusion than what Nishitani would preach. After falling deeper into a dark hole, Misaki attempts to kill herself. It is a failed attempt and Sato quickly rushes to the hospital to see her. By the time he gets there, she is gone and he finds a suicide note. From here, Sato deduces that she is probably headed to where her mother did it. He finds her there on the edge ready to jump. After pleading with her over and over, she refuses and continues to do it. Sato catches her and they begin to talk. Sato starts to have delusions and declares that he is the N.H.K, and they are the reason for both of their woes. He then explains the N.H.K to Misaki and says that she can call whatever she wants. He suggests that she calls it God. They both start hallucinating a giant godlike figure over the edge of the cliff. Sato claims his phone is a bomb that can take it down and must kamikaze himself to save her. He runs towards the N.H.K, jumping over the edge, destroying them. Luckily for him though, after so many suicides were attempted there, they built a little ledge leading him only to fall a few feet. The story concludes with Sato and Misaki signing a contract to take care of each other, and that this will be their new N.H.K. In the end, we finally get to see Sato literally confront his nihilism god. Earlier, Misaki was questioning it in an egocentric way, but Nishitani emphasizes to overcome the nothingness, he must shift to a cosmic perspective. He claims to do this, one must become aware of their reality and truly acknowledge the unfiltered truth. This shift represents a transformation of oneself to be more attuned to the world and their place in it. Sato faces his nihilism head on and is willing to sacrifice himself. After months of slowly moving forward and quickly moving back, his journey is complete. From this pitiful existence, he embraced his nihilism and became a better man for it. If you'd like to become a better man, make sure to subscribe to Bort. I would also like to say thank you all for the 100 subs. It feels really nice looking at 3 digits now. The comments and support have been really awesome to see, and I really hope this journey continues. Until next time, adios.